MeMadeMay is now over, and in that time I renovated 10 pieces of clothing that I owned, and that was my pledge for MeMadeMay. My name's Maria. I'm known as VeloSews on social media. This is my sewing studio, and today I'm doing a roundup for Friday Sews. My pledge for MeMadeMay was to renovate, alter, fix clothing during that period because I had culled a lot of clothes from my wardrobe and there was a pile that needed to be mended, adjusted, renovated. Anyway, let's get started. So for years, I've really enjoyed taking part in MeMadeMay. In the early years, I was able to identify the clothes that were missing in the garments that I had. Being part of MeMadeMay really helped me hone my work clothing and also my weekend clothing. Yeah, when you get into a bit of a rut and you can sew, you can get yourself out of a rut pretty quickly, and that's what I got out of MeMadeMay. These days, my style's changed and I'm more streamlined. So when I culled a lot of the clothing in my closet and started to clean up the fabric that surrounds me in my sewing studio, 2026, my goal was to renovate the clothes that I wanted to keep. Here are the 10 garments that I renovated during the month of May. So what you see here are items 1 and 2. So it's white blouse and chambray trousers. So the white blouse and the chambray trousers really honed my unpicking skills. I'm not motivated to unpick. However, if the clothes are clothes that I've sewn, I know exactly where the seams are. I know exactly how to tackle the process of unpicking and then adjusting and resewing the garment. As you can see here, the blouse has a much cleaner look to it. It has simple short sleeves. The sleeves were puffy and they had elastic in the sleeve hem, and the elastic in the sleeve hem really bothered me. That had to change. Now with the chambray trousers, I had to remove the zipper and take 5 centimeters out of the center front seam so that the waistband fitted me. So it fitted me fine around the back, along the side. So I checked the side seams to make sure that they were straight. They weren't leaning forwards or backwards. But the width had to be taken out from the center front seam. And you know what that means? Unpicking the waistband, unpicking the zipper, and making sure that you don't wreck the zipper tape, and then being brave enough to take out the fullness that was there. So that was 5 centimeters that I took out. However, I did not cut the seams. So if my shape gets bigger, I can redo it again and make it bigger because I've got plenty of seam allowance in those two pieces. So Chanel No. 5 jacket, you've seen that. I did a separate post on Instagram about it. So what happened there was I made it at a time when I was bigger around the waist, bigger around the bust, more fullness at the back. Now a lot of that has gone and I'm back to the size that I was when I first started making Chanel jackets. Was I going to unpick all of the seams because there are 3 layers? There's a lot of hand stitching. There is the chain at the base of the jacket. And would I get it done in the month of May? The answer was no. But I looked at a Burda jacket, and the jacket behind me is one of the renovated ones. But what I wanted to tell you there was, and you would have seen it, is I did a back waistband with a buckle. I found the buckle in my stash and I made the waistband or the waist belt for the back as wide as the buckle. And it all worked out fairly well, and I would do it again because it looks fine. It's very adjustable, and if you've got a waist like mine, it would adjust with the waist adjusting too. So my question to you is, would you have done the same change to a Chanel jacket that you probably spent a good 3 weeks of your time sewing? So this one, number 4, was pretty easy. So the jeans are ready to wear. It's a really dark denim, which I love wearing. So the only thing I needed to do was to shorten the hems. I was really pleased that I could fit into these jeans. I bought them, oh look, over 10 years ago. And in the last 4 or 5 years, I haven't been able to fit into them. Now I can. And so it's now gone cold here in Sydney. And it will be cold for at least 3 months. So I'm really pleased that I've now got jeans with a hem length that allows me to wear boots, short boots with a bit of a heel. So I think that was a bit of a win. I didn't worry about leaving the original hem stitching there. No one's going to look at my feet. So item number 5 is this red tweed Burda jacket behind me. This is the one that had the back waist belt. And honestly, the buttons and the back waist didn't really sit properly on me. Boucles or tweeds need a lot of support underneath them if it's going to be a jacket like this one. It's not like a blazer where you've got really sharp looking corners on it. But what happened was the buttons looked really sloppy at the time and it just didn't sit right. So I took the back belt off, the back waist belt, and it sat a whole lot better on my back. What wasn't working was the center front. So all I really did to this one was I unpicked the buttons and re-sewed them in the right place. So now it sits really nicely on me. So I'm really pleased that I got number 5 renovated. Now this navy casual blazer, I made it I think in 2022, 2023. So I actually made this blazer under stealth. I was going for a job interview. Look, the outfit looked great. I was offered the job, so I was really pleased with that. So that was a real win, great outcome. However, I never put the buttons on the jacket because I couldn't quite close it. And when I tried the jacket on a couple of months ago, I thought, this fits. But why didn't I put the buttons on? I thought, that's because you were a bit big at the time. So what I've done now is I did a bit of shopping recently. I didn't buy anything, but what I did was I took a lot of photos to see what style blazers I thought would suit me. Didn't buy anything because nothing fit properly. However, what I've done with this blazer is I've got 3 buttons and I'm really pleased that I was able to find them in my stash. That's the beauty of cleaning up your sewing room. So that one worked out really well and I can wear it now. I wore it on the weekend just with jeans, and when I came downstairs I was told, oh, you look really good. So I think that's a win. I do have a question though. Have you ever changed buttons on a blazer to update it? I've done that in the past, and with this blazer, the navy blazer, I'm thinking that I might do that in the future, but for now, those buttons actually suit it. So item number 7 is this top that I'm wearing, and in this photo, I'll show you that all I needed to do, really simple, was the length of this pattern was mid-thigh level. I'm short and I never fixed it. Anyway, now the length of this top is at my low hip level and it's a really soft, dark navy, easy to wash, easy to wear, great layer in the winter. So I've been wearing it. So that's a win. Okay, so this silk top is a Minerva exclusive print. It's silk. And I've worn it in the summer. I like wearing it. The hem is all over the shop. So really all I needed to do was unpick the hem and re-sew it again. So what I've got in this photo is I've paired it with the denim skirt that I also adjusted. And it actually works now. I can tuck it in. I can wear it with a whole raft of other clothes because there are so many colors in that silk top. So I think my question to you is, if you had a silk top, would you have done the hem adjustment yourself, or would you have taken it to someone to get it done professionally? Sometimes working with silk can test your confidence. So that's why I thought I'd ask that question. So on this denim casual skirt, I wear this all the time in the summer and when it starts to get warm or a little bit cold. It's a great skirt. The only issue recently is that the waistband should be at my waist. The waistband, was at my high hip, and that was really embarrassing, and I felt uncomfortable, and I felt actually quite sloppy in the skirt. So for this one, I took the zipper out. Yep, I unpicked the zipper. Well, I sewed it in, so I should be able to unpick it, right? And I took out, how much did I take? I took out 6 centimeters, so 3 centimeters on either side of the zipper tape was taken out, and I also took out the same amount from the zipper down to the hem of the skirt. So the last item number 10 that I renovated, were these linen cargo pants. The issue was, where was I going to take the extra width out of the trousers, because there are pockets on the side seams. These cargos have been with me for quite some time. So what I ended up doing was I took 7 centimeters out of the center back seam from the top of the waistband all the way to the base of the curve. And it was a really simple fix, but it's made a huge difference and they now fit better. What got me through this renovation challenge that I put on to myself? Well, honestly, I like wearing the clothes that I sew, but I also want them to fit. And I think unpicking is not my favorite skill, but it's a necessary one and it's part of sewing. So I was able to renovate 10 pieces of clothing that I can now wear and be happy that they fit properly. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope your cuppa hasn't gone cold. They're the 10 items that I renovated, and I'm really pleased that I've done them. And they weren't all winter. Some of them are summer and they've been packed away now. I just want to say a big congratulations to everybody who took part in MeMadeMay 2026. And they did the photo challenge. It's 31 days. It's a really long month and I couldn't do that. But what I really put my efforts into was finding clothing that I wanted to keep but needed to be renovated, altered or tweaked one way or another. So they're the 10 pieces that I did during the month of May. So that's it for this special edition of Friday Sews. My name's Maria. I'm known as VeloSews on social media, and this is my sewing studio. I hope to see you next time, and happy sewing. Have a great week. Cheers.